Hi, I'm Corey Wellness, and I'd like to invite you to our CropPro Precision Ag Research site. We're going to be doing tours this summer at Nacum, Saskatchewan. We have 1 hour at the head office, and then about an hour and a half tour of the actual field site here. And I just want to give you a little quick update on some of the things you're going to see. So to register for the event, you can go to CropPro.ca. And you can register online there, learn more about the site. There'll also be ads in the Western Producer showing people what's going to be happening here. And I'd like to just also acknowledge Prairie North Co-op for all the fertilizer inputs that were put onto this field and being a gold sponsor. And I'm going to talk about some of these variable rate script trials that we did here. So the foundation of this tour is based on SWAT maps, which is soil, water, and topography maps, a unique zoning method that we build. And so we'll talk more about that, and that's something that's through Croptomistic technology. And based on those zone maps, Borgo came and did variable rate seed and fertilizer. So we did variable rate urea, Super U, phosphate potash blend, and we did variable rate seed varieties, and also replicated script trials of all the different treatments that we discussed. And of interest too is the variable rate seed. We did seed rates. So we put higher seed rates in areas of this field that are known to have slightly less emergence, higher mortality issues. And we also did variable rate seed varieties. So they gave us, BSF gave us some bigger varieties, little bit later maturing variety going on the hills, and it's blended off down to the depressions, have a slightly earlier maturing and bigger variety, and all pod shatter varieties. So along with the applications that we did SWAT zone sampling and SWAT grid sampling. So zone sampling, we did 5 zones in the field and sampled them and made a prescription from that. And then we also did SWAT grids, where we took 40 unique samples throughout the field. And this was all sponsored by AgVise Labs. And we're also doing the zone tissue testing. So we have tons and tons of fertility and nutrient data on this field. Also with the University of Regina, we're in our 2nd year of a machine learning project. This field was mapped with high resolution camera. And we have crop and weed maps of this field, and we applied a variable rate Liberty application based on the weed populations on the field, and we'll show detailed maps and pictures of that. Also like to acknowledge Crop Intelligence with their soil moisture probes and the system that we're building SWAT water maps from. University of Saskatchewan spent a better part of a week out here digging soil pits and doing a high resolution soil survey. So everyone's used to the lower resolution surveys that were done back in the 60s. We're going to be doing high resolution soil types and linking those to SWAT maps. And also climate field view, which SWAT maps are currently being connected to. All the maps will be visible in climate field view, so people can see, the different things in the field and where they were applied. So we had Pro Soils apply sulfur 50% elemental, 50% ammonium sulfate blend to this field by variable rate according to the SWAT map prescription. And we also left replicated trials on that. And we're also working with the high resolution weed mapping and herbicide application by soil types for soil applied herbicides with Agrifac and Resync. And some special projects we're working on with PAMI, which we're not free to discuss, but let's just say they're a major contributor to some of the work that we're doing here. So we had Strong Field Environmental Solutions come here, and they drone seeded a hay field in the back here, 20-acre hay field, which we can show people. Real nice catch coming there. We had seed from Hetland Seeds for that. Next Level Ag has been our biggest SWAT Maps partner in the United States, and they did some soil health testing for us on this field. And we also had AgriCity come and do the Tyrannus machine learning, just to give people an idea of what that would look like. And that's similar to the University of Regina project, but they did it with drones. And also we have a protein mapping system, so we'll have protein and yield mapping on this field. We bought that through Vantage Ag, and yeah. So I'm standing here by one of the soil moisture probes and precipitation stations provided through Crop Intelligence by South Country. And this field is part of a bigger project. We did 10 sites last year and 8 sites this year, where we have probes on these knolls or these hills, mid slopes and depressions. We're modeling the soil moisture all across the field. So there's going to be what we call SWAT water maps or SWAT intelligence. It's a combination of the two. And we're going to show some verified soil water maps of this field at the field day. So I'm standing here in one of the 4 replicated strip trials we have. This is the zero nitrogen component, and to my right we have constant rate fertilizer and constant rate varieties. What the zero nitrogen strips are already showing is sort of in these lower slope positions, depressions, thicker topsoils, higher organic matters. It's not looking too bad. Getting some mineralization potential out of the soil naturally. But as you go up the hill, you can see it starts to peter out a little bit and the crop gets a little lighter green, just showing that nitrogen response that we expect to see. So over time here, we're going to see differences in maturity amongst the constant rate strips, and all seeded with the Bourgault research drill, the triple shoot system. So part of the purpose of this research site is just to show people exactly why we do the things we do. So I'm standing here in a zone 1 soil, and this field is low organic matter, coarser texture, thinner topsoil, and I'm standing in the zero sulfur strip. And then the soil tests and our fertility knowledge would tell us these are areas that are going to be highly responsive to sulfur. And in the plots here right now, you can see visual cupping, purpling of the leaves. So it's a very well documented high response area to sulfur. As we go down this hill into the zero strip, down into some of the depressions, you can't even tell the difference. There's no response to sulfur, and that's where we applied low rates in the field. Deep black soils down there, high organic matter, high sulfate content in the soil tests. So that's the type of thing we're going to show people at the fertility day here, is to, documentation of why we do the things the way we do them.